Hi, I'm Father Jim Forson, and I'd like to share with you some reflections on the gospel of this 15th Sunday in Ordinary Time. And this gospel is just a wonderful gospel. It's the story of Jesus going to visit two dear friends of his, Martha and Mary. And when he arrives at their home with his apostles, Martha just springs into action, goes into the kitchen, starts cooking things, getting things ready to serve, being hospitable. But Mary, she does something unusual. The women are supposed to go into the kitchen and get things ready, but she wants to sit at Jesus' feet and listen to him. And that is, frankly, also unusual because it would be just the men talking to one another about various things. The women were never part of that. But Mary, she wanted to be part of it. And so she kind of went against custom by sitting in there with all the men listening to Jesus. And you can hear in this story that Martha, who's doing all the work in the kitchen, she's doing a slow burn. And she comes out and she says to Jesus, "Does it not bother you that I'm the one doing all the work here? Tell Mary to come help me." And Jesus says something that must have just set her teeth on edge, because he says to her, "Martha, Martha, you're concerned about so many things. But Mary, she's chosen the better portion, and she's not going to be deprived of it." And I can only imagine that Martha must have been thinking, well, then you can go ahead and cook your own food. You bet. And this gospel invites us to answer the question, are you a Martha or are you a Mary? The Marthas of this world, they're not, it's not that they're lazy at all, but they like to think about things and meditate on things. They'll be walking through the garden and they want to look at the flowers and they want to look at those bees. They're fascinating. And they want to go for walks on the beach. They're contemplative is what they are. The Marys of this world are contemplative. Now, the Marthas, meanwhile, they're the ones who roll up their sleeves and get things done. The Marthas of this world make certain that the lights are on, the trains are on time. They're worker bees. And trust me, when I'm hiring somebody, I do not hire a Mary. I want to hire a Martha. I want to get the job done. So, this gospel again asks, are you a Martha or are you a Mary? And the temptation might be for us to say, well, I'm kind of a little bit of both. No, you're more one than the other. We all are. So, which is it? Am I that contemplative sort, like Mary? Or am I the worker bee sort, like Martha? And if you're a Mary, good on you. You already got it nailed down. The rest of this homily is not for you. The rest of this homily is for all of the Marthas out there in this world. And if you are a Martha, Jesus is challenging you to do what Mary did and to choose the better portion and to be at his feet and to listen. And that can be such a challenging thing to do. The Marthas of this world, even when they're praying, they pray like worker bees. They got their prayer book out, they finish their prayer book, and then they go through the litany of the saints, and they get that thing done, and then they have the divine chaplet, and they get that done too, and then they have the rosary, and they get that done too. They're just working, and supposed to just sitting and being with God. It says it so well in Scripture. It says, "Be still and know that I am God." And this gospel calls all of the Marthas of this world to be still and be at one with God. Socrates said once, "The unexamined life is not worth living." And that's what the Marthas of the world are called to do, to sit with God and to take a look at their life. And they must. Mary Oliver put it so well when she said, I do not want to go through this life as if I was just visiting it. Right? So today, our homework, our penance for all the Marthas out there, you got to take 15 minutes today. No phone, no TV, no screens, no spouse, no friends, no kids, no nothing. Just you sitting alone with God. No prayer books, no anything. Just being still, alone with God. Our culture tells us all the time, don't just stand there, do something. I think Jesus is saying to us the opposite. Don't just do something, stand there. 15 minutes today, alone, quiet with God, like good Marys are.